On this episode of Samp&Chance, we are going to look back at the fight that it was Canelo versus Charlo. We're also going to take a look ahead at the Warrington contest coming up this weekend. We're also going to take a look at Usyk and Fury. All this and so much more on this episode of Samp&Chance Boxing. So strap in and thank you for letting us into your ears. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance. I am your host, Bobby Sampson, joined with me with my sorry, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance. I am your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always with my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance, Michael. Chance, how are you, buddy? Happy Thursday.
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Can't complain, man. The weekend is here again. We already had one long weekend and we're going into a second long weekend.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting, isn't it? This last weekend, it was all about forgiveness and feeling bad for the bad things that we've done. But this weekend, we'll celebrate how they took everything over and have a big dinner for
it. When you live in Trudeau's Canada, nothing makes sense, man. I'll leave it at that.
No, but everything, but Thanksgiving's always had that connotation to it, right?
Yeah.
But you throw in this another holiday now, which is basically the week before. It's just mind-blowing if you think about the dynamics and the parameters of what each one represents and what we're doing. Anyways, we're not political. Let's leave it at that.
You got an idiot as a leader like we got, strange things happen, man. I'll leave it at that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, brother.
All right.
Let's get into it. Round number 1. Let's talk about the fight that happened this past weekend. Canelo versus Charlo. Ding, ding. What do you think? You watched it with me.
Well, a lot of people are criticizing for fighting Charlo now, but yeah, 1 week ago today, everybody's he's taking a big risk fighting Charlo. Charlo has all this power. Charlo's going to hurt him. Canelo's past his prime, knocking Canelo. Now it is, well, he looked good, but Charlo's no good. Charlo has no power. Charlo's too small, so the guy can't buy a break. He looked good. He looked fast, explosive. You hear the thud on his punches. He was sitting down on his punches. It was almost a sparring session. After the fight, he had a little mark above his eye. You know that Canelo even been in the fight. It looked amazing. As Canelo said, this Canelo right now, he's going to beat anybody that comes across him at his weight class. I don't think anybody can stop him. If he fought like he fought against Charlo, I don't think he can be stopped right now. I thought he had an amazing performance, and now we're knocking Charlo because people hate Canelo. But last week we were praising Charlo. So, hey, good. It was an amazing fight. He looked awesome. Charlo didn't do much, but hats off to Canelo, man. Great performance. Can't knock the guy. You?
Okay. So the way I look at this fight, having some time to go back on it now and think about it, I go back to when Andreas Boo went into the locker room and, the press conference, looking for an opportunity. And Canelo said, payday, 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 payday. I believe that's what Charlo only wanted in this fight. He's undisputed champion. I'm taking nothing away from him, but the man did not show up at all. Taking nothing. Hold on. I'm taking nothing away from Canelo, okay? Canelo basically had a punching bag the whole night. This guy did nothing. He didn't show up to fight. He stayed on the outside, in my opinion. I just feel that Charlo didn't bring anything to the table, taking nothing away from Canelo. Canelo's amazing. He's powered good. Yes. I just don't know, how much we can take away from this performance for Canelo. Considering the guy he fought did nothing.
But the thing is, he was scared, though. He did nothing because he was scared of getting knocked down. He got knocked down in the 7th round. He got stiffed a few times. Once he just fought Canelo for the pity. Everybody wants to fight Canelo for the pity. Anybody calling Canelo out, all he wants money. And they want his belts. It's mostly for the money. Let's be honest here. But Charlo did want to win. The problem is he didn't look good because he's not as good as Canelo. And Canelo hit so hard, and he felt a few of those shots. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna get knocked out on live TV. So I'll just, look like a chump and collect the peg.
Here's the deal, man. We know now.
But he did want to win.
We know for sure now that weight does matter. Power doesn't translate. Okay, he took one of his shots and he got scared and he stayed on the outside for the rest of the night. He did nothing. Right? Canelo's not known for throwing a lot of punches in the first place. Right? Whatever he throws is precise. right?
Mhm.
I think this hurts Charlo way more than you can imagine. Only
Charlo just
reason
go
being
back
is
down his regular
because
weight
nobody
class.
wants to fight him now. Even Crawford said, "I'm not interested in you because you didn't show up." I mean, even at 154, what are his opponents going to think of him down there now? You know what I mean? Like it's just he really put himself in a bad spot, in my opinion. He just at least
Nice.
tried. You should have tried. The other piece from that, in my opinion, was that if you think we looked around the arena, the whole thing wasn't sold out. They had curtained off some of the areas up in the upper bowl.
He'll be well. Tickets were expensive, so
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I know lesson learned.
Charlo tried to win. He didn't.
He
He
didn't
felt
try
the
it,
power. He
dude.
just
I
wanted to.
can't. I don't see him trying at all. He didn't try at all. I think he tried
He's
to.
just not. He just was cautious. He's just not as good as Canelo. There's levels and tiers. Canelo's an all-time great. Charlo's good. He's not an all-time great, and he felt
Charlo's
the
been out of the
power.
ring for 2 years. Charlo's been out of the ring for 2 years, and everything. Take all of that into account. He took one shot from Canelo, and that was it for him. He got scared
Yeah, he
out,
felt that power. Yep.
right? All right, we went a little over on that round. The bell's already rung, but we kept going. But let's get right into round number two. Round number two, vsWarrington, man. This is going to be a real, oh, pardon me here. Here we go. What's going on? There we go. Pardon me. Let's start that again. vsWarrington, what are your thoughts?
Well, I got a quick little breakdown here. As I like both fighters, but Wood basically he kind of does the same thing every fight. So does Warrington, but basically Wood he likes to keep his hand a little bit lower, keeps his right hand here. He likes to paw. He likes to push you back. He likes to use the feint. He's measuring you. He's keeping you at bay. Okay, Warrington keeps his hands up here. He likes to walk in and hit you with those little bit of hooks. He's a dirty fighter, but he's compact. He stays like this. He stays tough. Different styles here. I think Warrington's a little bit long on the tooth. I got Lee Wood winning by decision, but this fight here will be fireworks. It might even be one of the best fights of the year. I got Lee Wood by a 12-round decision. Yeah, it should be a good fight. That's my thoughts. So Lee Wood by 12 round, but they have different styles, but they're gonna get together and they're gonna get at it.
Well, let's be honest, man. Both guys are two-time champions in the division. I mean, right now he's got the WBA belt, but two-time WBA champion, Warrington, two-time IBF champion in the division. So I mean, pretty even across the board. I think you're right. I'm going to give the edge to Wood only because of the momentum he's bringing into it after his fight with Lara, retaining his title. Regaining that momentum. This will be. I don't think this will be a brawl. This will be like a chess match. It'll be very exciting. I do agree with you. I think Wood takes this in 12 rounds.
And according to Vegas, we got Josh Warrington as a 2-1 underdog, so he's an underdog. Lee Wood is the favorite, 2-1 favorite. So Vegas sees it going a decision by Wood. Who knows? Warrington can catch him. Anything can happen, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I mean, everyone thought Wood was going to beat Lara the first time around too, right? And then it just
this is on the zone. It's a free fight on the zone. So whoever subscribes to the zone, you go watch it on there. And stream it
live from Sheffield, England. So I mean, out here on the West Coast, we're looking at about a 2:30 bell call, 5:30 bell call in the East. These are the kind of fights I look forward to, man. They go under the radar, no one
they do.
Them, and they turn out to be the pure gems. I mean, I think we're due for a gem.
This could be it. This could be it, right?
I thought, like I said, I thought the Canelo fight was going to be a gem. It turned out to be more of a dud, in my opinion. I mean, it was a fight, but it wasn't the fight I expected.
It didn't meet the hype that was behind it, but you just never know, right?
I know we're talking vsWarrington, but do you think Bud should even attempt to fight Canelo?
You can if you want to, but he's going to get his butt whooped. Canelo hits too hard, man. Bud's got good skill, but Canelo's at a different level. I mean, yes, his last couple of fights, he maybe not looked as crisp as always, but you're not always going to look as crisp as you always can. Canelo's motivated now. He hears everybody chattering, and look what he did, just demolished the undisputed champion.
Okay. Very, very quickly, who's got the better skills, Bud or Canelo? I say Bud. 4 seconds.
Technical, yes. Power, Canelo.
All right, fair enough. Ding, ding. There we go. Round number 3 is in the books. Round number 2 is in the books. Round number 3 got announced last week. We don't have a date, December 23rd or early January. You know what I'm talking about. Fury versus Usyk, man. Wow. So we're finally going to get this fight one way or the other this December or January. What do you think, man?
Well, I was saying on a few shows ago, a month ago, I said after Fury fights Ngannou, he will fight Usyk. He's telling everybody he's not going to fight Usyk just to be a jerk, just to troll everybody, just to piss people off. Fury knows legacy. Yes, he wants all the money he can make. He's going to make like $100 million, $200 million his last couple of fights. The guy's a big money maker. He'll beat Ngannou, and then he will beat Usyk. I think it's 5 to 6 rounds. Usyk is just too small. He's getting older. Fury hits too hard. But I'm glad they made the fight. Regardless, is undisputed. The two best heavyweights in the world are lock horns. They say in December, we're probably drag it out of January or something like that. But it's official. It's locked down. Mr. Bob Arum even said a few weeks ago, this is an easy fight to make. We'll make it. They made it. And I love it. You?
Furious to lose. Honestly, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, this would be completely furious to lose. My only concern is like what I think will determine if it's going to be December or January is how the outcome of this fight.
Yeah, how much
You
punishment he takes.
I know Fury's going to beat him up. I know Fury's going to win, but there's always that puncher's chance of that dude
Absolutely,
having power. That's my only concern. Like, I don't know if it was wise to have called this fight and made this fight when you're still in the midst of one, right? Like you can't take Ngannou lightly. I'm not taking it in, I'm not taking anything away from Tyson.
No, he won't take him lightly.
I hope not, because I mean, that's my only concern on this. That could be dampering it. The only reason I could see December 23rd also is because I understand that the Joshua Deontay's just completely collapsed again.
Wilder, Joshua will never fight Wilder because if he does, he's going to get knocked out. He knows that. They'll never fight. It's never going to happen.
But January would have been that time where they put the 4 of them on the same card, right? So I'm wondering if they're waiting to see how that plays out or the outcome and what happens if Tyson gets hit or if he needs time to recover. I mean, based on what we know and the way Tyson fights, he should just dance around this guy, throw some jabs, and maybe go the full 12 rounds or the 10 rounds, whatever they're fighting, right? Win by decision. If anything, if I'm Tyson, I use this as a sparring session.
Pretty much what he's doing. Tyson's a very smart man. I don't think he doesn't know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He always knew he's going to fight Usyk, but on his terms, when he's ready. He's the A side. Usyk is the B side. You fight when I tell you you're going to fight out of Mayweather's playbook, De La Hoya's playbook, maybe a jerk move. That's how boxing is, right or wrong, and I'm glad they're getting it on. So hats off to both of them for this. The fans win on this one, right?
Well, no, 100%. I mean, hopefully it's in December. I mean, that would be just the nightcap to the year.
Oh,
right?
Dude, yeah.
Early Christmas. And
you Fury will be probably 3 to 1 favorite, maybe even a 4 to 1 favorite. It's going to be a big favorite because of how Usyk looked in his last fight. He's lucky to get through that one.
Honestly, I mean, based on that alone, I think if he wanted to, he'd finish him in the first round with a body shot. That's all it's going to be.
Oh, he's going to go for that body. It's not going to be pretty.
Looking forward to it, my friend. All right, that's the end of that round. Let's talk about what we did last Saturday. And, we haven't really talked about it, man. So I thought maybe we could spend a little time just sharing our thoughts and our insights on the opportunity we had to sit down with one Mexican monster, David Benavidez, and the team there. I was there live. You were there remotely. I mean, what energy did you get from just being, obviously you were on the screen, but what did you feel?
I thought it was a good interview. He enjoyed it. You could see it in his face that, he had a gleam to him. He enjoyed the questions. He had fun with it. He looked relaxed. He looked calm. He enjoyed what we asked him. It was a good experience. I've had nothing but positive feedback. I put in some of the chat groups that I'm in for football and blah, 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 and soccer. And everybody said, hey, even guys don't even watch boxing. So some guys haven't even heard of David Benavidez. Who's that? They only know Canelo and Fury. And they watched it and hit the like button and said, hey, it was a good interview, guys. He really felt comfortable, they're saying. You guys made him feel comfortable. And good background was great. The Benavidez and Lemieux and the belts, the hats, it was great. All around, knocked it out of the park. What about you? What's your take?
Well, I was there, right? And I mean, before the camera started rolling, before we brought you on and everything else, just walking in there, meeting them in the parking lot. David was just so gracious right from the start, right? And here's the thing, like David's a top 5 guy, you know what I mean? Like he's up there, he has that clout. He could have sat in the corner and waited for us, or waited for me to say, all right, we're ready, let's go. But this guy was hands-on, man. What do you guys need? Do you need a table? He ran to the other side to grab a table. He didn't have to do those things. You know what I mean? Just the conversations that we were having before and afterwards, it was just the energy. And yeah, you're right, man. We made him feel comfortable. We made him feel at ease. And you know, some of the things that he talked about, we got some exclusives out of it, you know, like so that
Yeah,
was
that
good.
too.
You know, and I think that we really showed, and this is the thing that we want to show people, is the positivity we bring to everything. We could have used some of the stuff that he said as
We
clickbait.
could have hammered about it on a couple things if we
We
wanted.
could have, right? There was a couple moments there where I could have said something
Yeah.
in response
Oh,
to.
one more thing I got to bring up before the round ends.
Yeah.
A few big time boxing writers quoted our interview and then gave us credit. At the bottom, they'd write David Benavidez, Andrade, blah, blah, blah. Samp&Chance. 3 or 4 different big time. Michael Benson to name one. The guys from Eastside Boxing.
Dan Ambrose.
They watched it, yeah. And they quoted us. They quoted David from our thing. They didn't steal it. They could have. So they were first class in doing that. So it was a big interview, man. There's no other way to slice it. It was huge.
It was a great interview, and it was kind of fun because I think I don't remember who was talking to Jamal, but I mean they're like, "So you're fighting Benavidez?" Yeah, they kind of leaked it, so I kind of chuckled.
There you go.
That. But yeah, so we know that this card's looking good, man. You got David, you got Boo Boo on as the main event, Junior
Brother and Charlo.
Junior against you know, Jamal.
And one more thing, a lot of people are saying Jamal is fighting Benavidez Jr. that he's fighting a can, he's fighting a duck. We've seen him train. Benavidez, win, lose, or draw, will fight hard, and he won't stop till you finish him out. So this is not going to be an easy fight for Charlo. I'll say that right now.
Dude, I'm going to be in complete agreement with you. Here's the thing. Okay, we just saw what Charlo looks like, who hasn't fought.
Yeah, exactly.
Years, right? David hasn't fought a lot also, Jose Jr. hasn't fought a lot also, but let's be honest, he has one fight under his belt before he gets into this one. You know what, man? I just think it's going to be a Benavidez sweep, this card. I just really do. I really feel it.
And Jose's got great, we've seen it, he's got great cardio and he's tough as nails. So Charlo.
All going to play, man. I mean, you can train as much as you want, and you know, we'll talk about this as we get closer, but should Roy, I love him to death, but should Roy be a trainer? We won't talk about it, but we'll just leave it at that, right? So yeah, so that's basically round number 4, man. Why don't we talk about Roy and being a trainer in round 5? Let's talk. We call this round 5 the open round, where we can just talk about anything we want and, you know, just kind of go with the flow with it. What do you think?
Yes, do it.
Yeah, all right. So should Roy Jones Jr. be a trainer?
Yes, but because he's an all-time great, I think we might be overvaluing him as a trainer. Just because you were a great fighter or a great basketball or hockey player doesn't mean you're going to be a great coach or owner. Example, my all-time hero, Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
The best coach. Michael Jordan, my favorite basketball player, wasn't a great owner. Just because you guys can do something amazing on the court or in the ring doesn't mean it translates into teaching people and getting through to them. So I get, yes, he should be a trainer. How great of a trainer he is, he hasn't proven to be a great trainer yet. Will he be? He could, but it's hard to say. I'm not sure. What do you think? I think he's got to have a few more fights under his belt, but so far,
well, I mean, I don't know how many guys he's trained per se. Overall, the one that stands out is Chris Eubank Jr., right? But again, you know, Eubank was kind of throwing him under the bus, right? So which is unfair. You can't do that. But you're right. I don't know. Like, Roy is motivational. He brings a lot of good energy, and I think he's good that way. But it's like you said, it's hard because I mean, he was a caliber of fighter that can't be touched, right? A lot of what he was and what he does can't be taught. Either you
he made Roy Jones Jr. can't be touched.
So him trying to teach that can't be taught is a hard thing to do. I think he has his hands full, in my opinion, with Jamal. I think Jamal has a lot of demons right now, man.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right. And here's the other thing. If you think about it, remember we were watching it when we were watching the fight and they did the cut scene where Maul came into the dressing room. Yeah. And he was shaking hands with everyone. Did you notice the hug between him and Jermell?
Got some tension there.
Jermell half-ass hugged him and he didn't even move. And his eyes were pointed somewhere else, like, get me out of here.
Pretty much.
Right? I mean, respect to his brother showing up to his fight. But here's the thing, man. I don't think he has the mental capacities right now to be in the ring. I just don't.
it's hard. You could be right, but we said that about Teofimo when he came over and kicked some ass and looked great. So it's hard to say. But Roy, if anybody, like you said, he's a great motivational guy. He can talk. He's got the slang. He's cool. Looks cool. Acts cool. Maybe he's the guy to get Charlo over that hump to get him to beat the crap out of Benavidez Jr. But if Charlo loses this fight, Roy's going to go way down the tubes as far as training goes. They need to win this fight, Charlo and Roy. This is a lot on the line in this card. It'll be a great card. I can't wait.
Well, like I said, I mean, I've heard about a couple of the other matches there. I believe Ray Vargas might be defending his title down there as well. I think that's what I heard. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, those 3 fights alone, and they were talking about one more matchup on there as well that I heard about.
Oh, speaking of fights announced, December 2nd, free on the zone, Ryan Garcia versus Durante. The Golden Boy announced that. So at least Garcia's getting back in the saddle. And yeah, cool. Should be a good fight.
All right, brother, man. I tell you what, that kind of, there we go. There goes the bell. So we're pretty much done with these rounds. I think we've had a pretty good session. Do you have anything that happened on this week in boxing?
A few things happened. I'm going to stick to one. Well, that's only 2 major things, but this one will stand out to most people. This week in boxing, 1998. At the time, not Money Mayweather's pretty boy Floyd. He won his junior lightweight title against Hernandez. They stopped it at 8 rounds in Vegas and Mandalay Bay. He's 18-0. He won his first belt, 1998, this week in the fight capital of the world. Floyd, pretty boy Floyd at the time, not Money Mayweather yet. He wasn't Money Mayweather until he beat De La Hoya in 2007 in Cinco de Mayo.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so speaking of Floyd, did you catch the post-fight press conference they did?
Maybe after the Charlo fight?
Yeah.
No, I seen him reach over and shake Canelo's hand, but I didn't catch that.
So it's kind of funny because, I mean, after Jamal came in and did his press conference, there was a little gap there. Floyd comes up with Carmel Morton, his new protege. He had a fight on the card as well, his first professional fight. Probably this is the next coming. And man, Floyd just took over the whole thing. It was funny. It was funny to watch.
Floyd never made a camera that he doesn't love.
Dude, this guy took over the whole press conference, right? Like it's just like 20 minutes of Floyd with this kid beside him talking. And when Floyd walked away, this one guy asked a question about being greatest or something, and Floyd came back and took exception to it. Who's beaten the most world champions? Who's done this? Who's done that? Who's, blah, blah, blah. And like
he calls
you
all time.
So the greatest of all time is Floyd Mayweather. Thank you. And he walked away. But really interesting. I think Floyd's just an interesting character, man. And I can't argue with the guy. He says, look, I never got hit. I still have all my faculties with me. I can still function. A lot of boxers can't, right? So,
he says that, but he can't read. So he must have took a couple dingers upside his head.
Hey, maybe he can read now.
What's that? Maybe he learned how to read? Yeah.
No, maybe he can read now.
Maybe. Yeah, he can read dollar signs. He's well off. Like I said, I think his exhibition fights are done. I don't think he's doing that anymore. The last couple fights he didn't draw. He's got to fight a well-known guy or nobody cares.
I believe on the December 9th, they're talking about him doing one of his exhibition fights on Showtime.
He's got to fight a name guy, though. Nobody's going to watch. Last guy, nobody knew who the hell he was.
Well, I don't know, man. If it's Showtime, let's see what they're going to do, right? I mean, that's what I heard. I think that's...
I hope he does. I mean, fight somebody that we've heard of.
No, definitely. Last thing I just came to my mind. De La Hoya came out and did a post. I don't know if he was looking for a club.
Yeah,
he called out all the promoters to say, let's get together and do something. What do you think?
He's right. But the reason why he's saying that, he doesn't have any good many fighters. Top right is Showtime have them all. Or Pete, you know what I mean? They have them all. Heyman, Arum, Eddie Hearn, they got all the guys.
Well, we talked about Wood and Warrington, but we totally forgot to mention the fact that his main guy now, Zurdo, is fighting Smith this weekend, right? Joe Smith?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So that fight's also coming up here. So Zordo coming off a loss to Bivol, and Smith losing his titles to Beterbiev, right? So, I mean, this is a redemption fight for both guys.
One thing I'll say about De La Hoya, he's one of my favorite fighters. He fought everybody. He wasn't scared of no man. He fought Pacquiao, Mayweather. The list goes on and on. Mosley, Trinidad, Hopkins. So he's right what he's saying. Let's get the best to fight the best. Boxing can be boring. But we are seeing Crawford and Spence. We're going to see Fury, Usyk. So we are getting some of those best of their weight classes getting at us. So it's getting better, but he's right. But he also needs their help to elevate his guys. And he's right.
All right, all right. So very quickly before we end here, Zurdo Smith, who do you got? Both guys coming off losses, one guy losing his title, the other guy losing his own.
Well,
I'm gonna go Smith.
yeah, I go with Smith too, but it should be a good fight.
It's gonna be a good fight. So we got a great Saturday night lined up here, man, with boxing and a little bit of wrestling as well. So I mean, I'm looking forward to this Thanksgiving weekend here up in Canada, man. All right, tell you what, brother, man, let's wrap it up here. I know you got to hit the road. I got to hit the road as well.
Yep.
The weekend is fast approaching. So everybody, as I always say to you now, please, if you're in Canada, we're going into a long weekend, which means, free flows and puffs of smokes in the air, whatever makes you guys happy. Please enjoy, have a lot of fun, be with your families, and remember the key word here, family. So stay strong, enjoy yourself, leave your keys at home, take a cab, take an Uber, call your buddy, whatever you have to do, just get home safe. And that's all we ask, man. And
Yeah.
on that note, I'm Bobby Sampson. He's Chance Michaels.
In the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. So everybody, please, in the words of Ed Whalen, in the meantime and in between time, that's it for Samp&Chance. Have a great weekend and please stay blessed. Samp&Chance out.